Hello, statistics class. I wanted to introduce myself to you guys and so you could see me in person before you get started with this class. This is an online class, so the bad thing about it is you've got to stay on top of things because we're not going to see each other 2 or 3 times a week like normal. So I wanted you guys to be able to see me to start with and kind of give you some guidelines to help you to find everything on Blackboard so you'll be able to get all your assignments complete. So you can read about me and all the information that you need to know, but I wanted to say hi, and I'm going to switch over to the computer because I want you to see where different things are on Blackboard and WebAssign so you can find everything. Be sure and let me know. I did put my cell phone on there. If you have any questions, you can text me or you can email me, of course. Just be sure and get a hold of me if you have questions. I want to make sure that everyone succeeds in this class. So I'm going to switch off of me and go to the computer so you can see what's going on. Okay, so what we have right here is, first of all, you're going to see announcements, and you will see announcements each week that will also come into your email, and those will tell you what assignments are due each week. So be sure and be checking that and making sure that you know what all's due each week. So this is what your Blackboard should look like. I switched to student view so you could see that. The important information over here on the left, the course welcome and navigation, of course, that will give you information about the class and getting started. So be sure and read through all of these before you get started so you know exactly what you need to do. Tells you how to get around in the class and things like that. Down here, your general course information, you can click on any of these that when it shows up, like all of these you can't click on, but if you come down here to this general course information and navigation, you can click on it and it'll give you even more information that you might need to know. So be sure and do that. So let's go back here. Kind of got problems, so I'm sorry. Okay, so back over here you can find this syllabus, which will be all your information. This is the printable version, or you can click right here and get just an online version. We're going to look at the printable version. And on this printable version is everything you need to know, especially my office number and my cell phone number. So if you need to text me, just know that I go to bed at 10 o'clock, so don't text me after that. I will text you back as soon as possible with answers, hopefully, to your questions. Here's my email, and it'll be the next day probably before I get back with you on the email. I try to check it as much as possible, but I don't always do that in the evenings and on weekends, so keep that in mind. This tells you what you're going to learn. The textbook, it's WebAssign, so it will automatically be billed it'll be direct build. If you need a loose leaf, you can purchase one of those, but there's an ebook, so you really don't need to. The WebAssign is already set up for you, so the first time you go in there, you will set up a username and password if you haven't already done that, and after that point, you'll be able to automatically go in there from Blackboard. Always go through Blackboard to get your WebAssign. This just tells you everything about the class, sorry about that, attendance, the structure. Your assignments go away if you don't have them done, so of course you have to have them finished by the due dates or you don't get credit for them. Here is the grading scale. I go by points in this class, so your total points will just add up, and you can see that the exams are worth 100 points and your homework are only worth 10 points, and there is one quiz that is worth 50 points, and then the final, which is 150 points. So you can look through and read through all of this from the syllabus. It's also got everything broken down right there. And then what we're going to go over each week. And then here has the due dates of when everything is due also. So you can print that off. That might be a good idea. If you go back over to the side that you can't see, under schedule, first there's some information about me if you want to see that and see my family. And here's how to get on WebAssign and everything. But down here it says schedule and course information, so it also has a printable version of just the schedule, and that would be what I would suggest that you print off. because you can see week by week what's due and how many points they're worth and when the tests are and things like that. So I would print that one page off for sure. Okay, so going back to get to your homework, you're going to go right over here on the left and click on Tools. And when you click on Tools, up here the top left, you'll see Access WebAssign, and that's what you're going to click on. So the first time you click on it, you will have to sign in. If you've already used WebAssign, you'll just sign in with your Cengage account, or you will create an account, and that's the only time you'll have to do it. Let me know if you have any problems with that, and we can try to work that out. Now, once you have been signed in, I'm going to go to where you can see where I can see it. Maybe, again, this computer and I aren't getting along too well today. Okay. There we go. Once you have signed in, you should be able to click on WebAssign and it'll take you straight to your WebAssign. And I've already got you entered. Now yours will look different because yours will be in the student view. So let me get to student view. You will choose which class you're in, and this is an online statistics, Math 2023, and all your assignments are right there for you to do, including, well, the quiz will this 2.1 is actually your quiz. It says section 2.1, that's your quiz. So everything is going to be there for you whenever you're ready to do them. If you want to work ahead, that's fine with me. Okay, so going back to Blackboard, you go down here to course content. Under course material and assignments, that's what you're going to want to click on for each week. And there's a course map. And then right here, you'll see entry unit, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, and final unit. So the first week is your entry unit. That's where you're going to start. So you click on that. And notice there's just a lot of reading you can go through. And this tells you the objectives. This tells you the activities and assessments. And then down here is your entry assignment. So you'll need to do that this week. That's one of the things that's due. You click on it and it'll take you through. You're ready to begin after you read the instructions. And you'll have 2 chances, I believe, on getting those answers correct. So that's your first assignment. And then Unit 1 will begin Chapter 1, 2, and 3, and you'll click on that. And again, it's going to tell you what you need to do when you go on down. If you click on Unit 1, Chapter 1, 2, and 3, and scroll down where it says Unit 1 Activities. I already have the notes for you for 1.1, 1.2, 2.3, 2.1, 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. Those are all your blank notes. Now, this is the completed notes. So this is going to have my worked out notes on it, along with a review for the exam. You're going to want to work through that review before you take the exam. And this is my completed exam review. So sorry. So down here, you will see that there are lecture videos by instructor Kathy Schamberg, which is not me. I am working on changing that to my videos. But if you work ahead and I don't get my videos on there quick enough, you may want to go ahead and watch Mrs. Schamberg's because she's an excellent statistics teacher. So I've left hers on there just in case I don't get mine on in time, but I'm going to try to get mine on as quickly as possible. I'm going to record myself teaching so that you guys can watch my videos and they'll go with the notes and everything. So eventually it'll have Mrs. Hook's YouTube lecture videos on there. Just give me a little time to get to that point. And here's some practice problems that you can work on also. So remember that your homework and quiz and everything will be on WebAssign. Now, also, besides WebAssign, on your Blackboard, there's a discussion board. And you will need to click on the discussion board and there's discussions for each unit. So you will need to, looks like some of you have already done it, you will need to answer the questions, and once you do, you will be able to respond or need to respond to at least 2 other people in the class's posts. Now, I like to kind of let you guys grade each other. So if you see something one of your classmates has put that you think you don't agree with, be sure and let them know. And I like to look at that instead of me going through and saying, hey, no, this isn't right. I like to see that you guys kind of correct each other and help each other out. Not really being mean or anything, but helping each other out to know for sure what's going on. So you'll see that I'm kind of lenient on the grading on that because I like it. And I don't really put a lot of responses myself because I want to see that you guys are communicating amongst each other. So be sure and complete your discussion questions because those are all going to be worth 5 points, but you won't get the total points unless you respond to 2 other people. The only time you won't have to respond is on the final thoughts. You only have to put your post and you don't have to respond to anybody at that point. Okay, so be sure that you are going through these. When you go to register for a proctored exam, you'll register either in Tonkawa, Enid, or Stillwater if you're on one of those, if you can get to one of those campuses. If you can't, be sure and read about that you need to let me know plenty of time so I can make sure that the place that you are going to take your tests is a secure place. So be sure and read through the syllabus on that information, proctored exams. So you will just click on Register BLAST for whichever place you are in, and you will register to take the test with the testing center at one of those 3 campuses. And remember that that's for a grade to register by a certain time, so make sure that you just stay on top of that also. All right, and eventually you'll be able to see your grade when you go to your course grade and keep up with that. The WebAssign grade will not be your total grade. It's only going to have your homework grades, so be sure that you're checking Blackboard for what your grade is. All right, I think that should get you started, but if you have any questions about anything, be sure that you email me or text me or call my office phone if you need to, and I will get back to you as soon as I can because I want to make sure that you understand what's going on and how to do everything. And I want you to have a successful semester. So good luck with everything. Communicate with me if you have any trouble. Definitely get a hold of me. If you have any trouble technically, the IT number is on your syllabus. Be sure and call them if it's any technical issues like computer-wise or WebAssign-wise because they are excellent to help you with that. I can help you with the math, can't necessarily help you with the technical issues. All right, well, have a great semester, and I will be communicating through the internet with you as we go along, and I will see you soon.